Alright there guys, and welcome back to another Deerisle tutorial. So a little while ago, or quite some time ago should I say now, I did a tutorial showing you how you can get Deerisle working on your server. Well, it came to my attention maybe 2-3 months ago. Someone told me that where you download the mission files from now has changed. It doesn't take you to the old site, and they wasn't sure how to go about downloading mission files from, just because obviously it was different in my video. So I checked it out and I realised, yes, okay, it is different. So I'm going to do an updated tutorial for you guys. And I'm just going to do the old video again. Rather than just show you what bit has changed, I'll just do the old video so you can just watch the one video. Without obviously needing to go back and watch the other one. So, what you're going to need to do is come to this website and the link will be in the description. Of course, do make sure on your server you've installed the Deerisle mod. And you've I'll get to the keys in a little bit. Give me a few minutes and I'll get to the keys part, but make sure you've installed the mod on your server and you've also put the mod on your command line, the bit where you put the list of mods where you're telling the server, look, I want to load this mod. So make sure you do that. Some servers will do it automatically. I know servers, if you're using Nitrado, you have to manually do these things. So yeah, do make sure you do the same procedure to install Deerisle on your server that you would do with any other mod. Right. Also, of course, on your own Steam client, you do need to make sure you subscribe to the Deerisle mod, and that's fully updated and downloaded. Once you've done them, so once you've got Deerisle on your server, once you've got it on your Steam, I would come to this website and we're going to need to download the mission files. So, once you're on this website, top right here, download and license. Scroll to the bottom, and we've got the bit where you need to click and say you've accepted the Deerisle license. So we'll click on that. Now this part has changed. What you do when you're on this site, sorry, when you're on this site, find where it says Dayz Deerisle stable and click on it. Right. Now, obviously, depending what language you're using, if you're from a different country or whatever, you want to click on this green code button. The color will be the same, but code will probably be in your own language. So just click where it says on this green box. Then you should get this pop-up window, and you want to download zip. Now, I use Brave. I like Brave. It always gives me the option where I want to save whatever I'm downloading. And anyone that watches my tutorials regularly will know I always put it to my desktop. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to download this and save it to my desktop. Put it wherever you want it. If you're using a web browser that you always downloads it to the downloads folder, that's fine. You can get it from your downloads, or you can transfer it from your downloads and put it on your desktop. Either way, once we're finished, we're going to delete it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But for purposes and ease, when I do these tutorials, and for me personally work with, I find it easier just to go to my desktop and deal with whatever I need to deal with. Right, so that is now on my desktop, which you can now see. So we'll just move it there. So this zip file, we're going to double click on it. Now, make sure you've got some sort of zip program. If you haven't, I think Windows these days comes with zip programs. If you haven't, go ahead and search for BandyZip. I'll put a link in the description we can get it from. BandyZip is a good free zip program, and if you use this program, you can follow along exactly how I do it. But as you just saw there, as I just said, is I double clicked on this zip program. If you're using another zip program that you can't just double click and it brings it up for you to extract, go ahead and open up and extract the zip file that how you would do with your zip program. So for me, I can just double click on it and it comes up here, and I can just click extract, and we basically just want to extract this zip file, and again just extract it to my desktop. Right, okay, so we got the extracted folder there. So this folder is this, but unzipped. So this zip file we technically don't need. So I'm just going to delete it. Don't need that anymore because we've got the unzipped folder. We're going to open this up. So just double click on it, open it up. And what we want is this empty.dir folder. So if I just right click and open, you can see once we go into it, or once we open it, we've got all the DB, the ENV folder, and we've got all the other mission files, all the XMLs and stuff that we need. So we know this is the correct folder. So this part, when I can speak, is important. We do need to make sure we get in the right folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to just copy. Move that box over there, and I'm just going to paste that onto my desktop. Pasting this to your desktop is not necessary. I'm just going to do it, put it there, just so you can see this is the folder that I'm working with. This on the left here, we can see my mouse going around. We're not dealing with now. We're just dealing with this folder that I'm moving around. Again, if you're using something like Nitrado, or you're using something where you need to use an FTP, where you just can't copy and paste, make sure via your FTP program, this is the folder that you are going to be uploading to where I'm about to show you now in a second. And where it is, it's going to be your MP mission folder. So I'm just going to switch over to my dedicated server and go to my MP mission folder, and then we'll show you the next part. But yeah, make sure this is the folder that you're going to upload or you're going to copy to where I'm about to show you. Right, anyway, 2 seconds. Right, okay, so I've just gone over to my dedicated server and we're just on my test server files. And we want to go to your MP missions folder. And then inside this, you'll see by default, you'll have a Dayz offline.chernarus plus and a Dayz offline.enoch. If you've already added different maps to this file, you may have got other mission folders. You may have even removed some. Because, for example, I don't use Enoch. I could simply just right click and delete that because I don't need it there. But essentially, by default, you'll have the Chernarus Plus and the Enoch. And you can see I've already got empty.Deerisle here because I've already tried to do this tutorial and I've already made sure that it works before I do this tutorial. So essentially, you want to upload or paste in that empty.Deerisle folder that I just showed you a few seconds ago and put it into this location. So upload it, or yeah, I guess it's when you use FTP, it's upload, right? So you want to upload it or copy that empty.Deerisle folder to this location. Right, once you've done that, we can go back to like your main root of your server, and we're going to just go back quickly again to my my desktop. So give me a second. Right. Okay, so we're on my desktop. So this mission folder now that we have just put into our MP mission folder, we don't need it. I can just delete it from there. Right, what we're going to need is the keys. Now, again, some servers may automatically add these keys into your keys folder. If they don't and you've got to manually do it, essentially upload or copy these 2 keys, so Sipe Revenge by key and Deerisle 53 by key. Get these keys, go back to your dedicated server, so I'll just back to my dedicated server, go to your keys folder within your server and paste them in there. Now, you will see I haven't got them. I'm not going to add them because I'm not actually going to load up Deerisle and show you it working, which is very unlike me because I like to show, one of my things with my videos is I like to show these things actually work. But anyone that watches my videos regularly will know that I don't make fake tutorials. We'll call it fake, right? We know my tutorials I make do actually work. And I've done this before. I just can't bother to go through the hassle now of putting that in, loading up Deerisle and getting it all to work. But put them 2 keys here, the Sipe Revenge by key and the whatever I said it was called, something 53, Deerisle 53 by key. You'd make sure them 2 are in your keys folder on your server. And again, some servers will do this automatically. This is just if you've got to manually do it. But come and make sure, whatever you do, make sure they're in this folder. Right, now essentially once we've done that, we're almost done. There's one more step that we've got to do. And again, depending on how you're running this server, this file could be called one of 2 things. I've not seen it called anything else, but we want to look for, if we scroll down, a file called server dz.cfg, or the second thing I've seen it be called is config.cfg. So I think game hosts like GTX, that sort of thing, they call it config.cfg, I believe. And I also believe they have two config.cfgs, both the same file, but one doesn't work and one does. So if you do this change and you put it in one file and your server's not loading up the correct mission, go to your other file and change it there. Right. What I'm going to do, I've actually got this file opened up in my desktop in Notepad. So I'm just going to open Notepad up here on my desktop. So I've just opened it up here to show you. Now, I've removed a couple of things from here, but you'll have a file that pretty much essentially looks like this. And what we're looking for is the class missions and then the template. And this is the template of what mission that we are loading up. So by default, again, unless you've already changed this and you're already using a different mission or a different map, this will say by default Dayz offline.chinaris plus. All you simply need to do is delete that part within the quotations, and what you want to load is empty dot Deerisle. That's what the mission is called. And again, not again, but if we just go back to my dedicated server, we know that's the mission because if we go back to my MP mission folder, it's there, empty.Deerisle. So that there is the mission name. Right, once we've changed the template, again, things like Nitrado, you'll have to probably download this file onto, I don't know, your computer, your desktop, wherever, because you can't, I believe you can't edit this in Nitrado. You have to use an FTP to download it, edit it in some sort of notepad system, and then re-upload the new file that you've edited and saved. Make sure you do save it, that is important. So once you've got this file you've edited, make sure it's uploaded into your server. Just replace with whatever's there, if you use an FTP, with the updated version. So for me, I would just normally click save. I'm not going to save it because it's not actually in my server, but if I was to open it up in here and edit it in from my desktop, from my dedicated box, I would just click save. Right, then that is it. We've basically told the server we want to load the empty.Deerisle mission folder. We've installed the mod, we've added the keys, and we've also, which I explained, just added the mod to the mod command line, and we're ready to go. If you're having any issues, you can come and join Discord, but I would say before you join Discord, if something doesn't work, check what the error, if you get an error message while trying to log in, check what it says. If it's saying client is missing a PBO, it means you on your Steam client has not updated Deerisle properly. If it says its server has got an updated PBO, or server client has got an updated PBO that server doesn't contain, it means it's not updated on your server properly. You know, you've not added the mod to load Deerisle properly, basically. But if you have any issues, come and join Discord and I can try and help you. But I will say, make sure you follow this video 200%. Take your time, do it step by step, make sure you fully understand everything and you've done as I've done, because more often than not I get people messaging me on YouTube and they'll put it doesn't work, and well, sorry, but it does. Like I said, pretty much all the time I'll show you it working, so it definitely works, and I don't cut things out, so it does work, you've just done something wrong. And they're always like, well, I followed your video, I've done this, I've watched it, 20 times, 50 times, and I've done everything you've done. And they show me their files, and I'm like, well, you haven't, look, you've not done that. So I don't mind you coming to me, asking for help. Just don't say it doesn't work, or don't say, oh, I followed your video, it doesn't work. Because it will work. If you've done everything correctly, it'll work. So if you need to come to me, just tell me what you've done. Just say, look, I've tried to follow your video. I believe I've done everything. I might have missed a step, but I think I've done everything. Can you check out where I've gone wrong? And I'll be like, sure, I'll have a look. I will need you to come to Discord. I will need you to share your screen so I can look at what you've done. And then we'll get you going, because it's usually just a simple fix. But anyway, until next time, guys, have fun and peace out.